Hello again, everyone. I'm going to do a similar sort of process as I did yesterday, but with a slight difference in the underlayers. The finished thing is going to be embossed, glazed, shall I say, as I did yesterday, but I'm going to do a different technique for the lower layer. I'm going to do another Christmas card, and I've got 3 backing squares there. I have got a smaller square somewhere that I'm going to cut out. Oh, here it is. I've spent ages looking for this morning and found it on the floor. This one. That is going to be the size of the piece that's going to go within or on top of these backing layers. But I'm going to prepare the piece all in one go. First of all, now I've left this out because I wanted to show you. You may have noticed yesterday that my magic mats were kind of wavy, so I've just given them the treatment this morning and now they are pretty much flat. I just put my heat tool onto them and until they gradually relaxed, you know, and went flat. So a bit of a fondue, huh? So anyway, there we go. So I'm going to do my design on here, and for this I have chosen a couple of stamps from this old set by Artemio. I love this sort of sketchy drawing. It's very similar, that one, to the little tiny Art Impressions one I used yesterday. Same kind of style, but this one is obviously bigger. Today, I'm going to use these 2 snowflakes. So this is it's a piece of scrap. I must have been trying to do something on it. So I'm going to use this side. And the first thing I'm going to do is a little bit of anti-stat on here. So what I've proposed doing is stamping some snowflakes and then cutting 3 squares from it to mount onto the other ones. Okay, I've got my Versamark. I have also got some clear embossing powder, and I have 2 shades of Distress Oxide. I've got chipped Sapphire and prize ribbon. So I'm going to use those 2 shades on the background. Okay, here we go. Let's just have a bit of a stamp. You won't see much with this because it's clear ink on white card, so there won't be much to see, but we'll just do it. Use the other one as well. I'm just wondering, I think what I may do also is find something that is like dotty bits, you know, so that it looks like swirling tiny bits of snow. So let's just see. I can't see what I'm doing, but, you know, I'm living in faith and hope. Okay. How is that? I think I put a bit down here. There. I really don't know what I'm doing, but we'll see. I'll stamp another bit over here, and then we'll emboss it. Okay, let's try. Okay, I do fancy a few random little bits of splodgy things. How about this one? I think this might do, from an old Stampin' Up one. There are so many sort of splodgy stamps available these days, so that I think that any would do. Let's put a bit more. let's just do that and see what that looks like, and I can always add more if I need to. Okay, let's heat this. I don't know exactly where I'm going to be placing these. I'm just going to be looking for something that looks kind of nice. I will put just a little bit more of the splodges on, just in case we catch anywhere else. There. And just there, maybe. That'll probably do. Let's just pop this through the embossing powder. I am going to be taking some of this to the craft day on Saturday. Some clear, some gold, some silver, my heat tool, that, anti-stat. Okie dokie. Next thing is to use my ink to do my resist. Do the inking that the embossing is going to resist, hopefully. So, I've got a couple of brushes here. I've got, you can see the difference in size. The handles look kind of very similar. This one is a Craft Stash one, very lovely, very soft. This one is an Amazon one. These are obviously smaller, obviously cheaper, but you know, both are absolutely fine. I'm going to use the prize ribbon in the centre of the snowflakes first of all. Look like, you know, the embossing's gone blue, but that will wipe off because it is a non-porous surface. Okay, now we'll try with the chipped sapphire. I want it to kind of give the impression of you know, through the night sky kind of thing, you know. Be interesting to see what we can choose to cut out for our squares. Probably should have done a mat underneath this, but the surface will wipe away. My work surface actually is a leftover cupboard shelf when we had our last kitchen fitted. It wasn't wasted, it was kept, and it came in very handy as a work surface for me. Okay, let's take a look at this, and we'll just wipe up the table. When I do that, you can see the colours. There's some pink in that blue. Can you see? The chipped sapphire. Right. Just get a bit of paper towel and give a buff. See? Comes off. It's dry paper towel. Okay, now the next thing is to choose my 3 squares that I'm going to cut out to make into tiles. Okay, that's okay. So what do we think? That's quite nice there. 1. I need it to look like actual snowflakes, don't I? So people know what they're looking at. let's have these 3. And I think I'll do this. Let me throw that into there. And this one, you can see it's a bit of scrap. I don't know what that was on the back. And the 3rd one. I'll leave that for a moment because I haven't got space for it at the moment. So let's just give those a little shimmy in there. 1, 2, and the 3rd one. Okay. I'm just going to heat set these, so I'll whiz it up. I'm going to do round 2 now, and I will probably do about that one. Somebody said to me with triple embossing that they did it after one had been heated straight into there. I always find that it's better with another layer of Versamark. I forgot then, so I'm just going to whiz this one quickly. Yeah, when I first started doing triple embossing, the tutor or whatever it was that I was looking at said, once you've done it, just put it straight back in and add some more embossing powder. You can actually, and it works better with the more layers that you've done, but I always tend to just give it another quick dibble of Versamark, because you get that extra amount of powder attaching. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this 3 times, so I'll probably just whiz up to where they've been embossed with 3 layers, at least 3 layers. Okay, I've got my 3 layers done. And now I think what I'd like to do is add just a little bit of silver gilding wax. Here's my silver. I think I'll get a clean one of those. It's an eyeshadow applicator, actually. Got them really cheaply from Amazon. Right, and what I'm going to do is just the edges of these odd little places. Just a touch of silver. Just want to smooth that. Looks a bit of a dollop on the edge there. Don't like that terribly. Okay. And the next one. This just kind of defines the edges, I think. But they are lovely because when you emboss, you get a lovely, lovely rounded over edge. It's not like even if you haven't got a die for the size you want, you can cut it with a trimmer, but your edges will be beautiful when they've been embossed, rounded over like this. So if I couldn't have found that die, I still could have done it by just cutting, the piece of paper down. Much, much easier, though, to use a die. Especially if you're going into the middle of a piece, you can cut through, but trying to find 3 to work with is a little more difficult. Okay, so there are my 3 tiles. And those, I just want to know the best way to arrange them, really. That looks like it might. That might be okay like that, actually. So I think I'll stick these direct to that, and those can go onto foam tape. So some glue on this. I'm going Those are going to need something on them until they have stuck down. So I'll put a little weight on there until they've stuck. I've had a weight on those, and those are now stuck down. So these are going to be going onto the front of my card like this, and I do intend putting them onto some foam tape to raise them up a bit. I looked through my sentiments, my Christmas sentiments, and I obviously I thought I'd like to have a Let It Snow. There's that one, which is Affiliations one, and this one, which is a two-part one. It's got a shadow as well, which I think is either Poppy Stamps or Memory Box. They're allied companies. And I suddenly wondered whether I would have enough of this to cut the middle out. And I actually have, look. That just kind of fits in there. So I think I'm going to cut this from this, and then I'll just emboss it a little bit, and we'll cut a plain white one for the shadow. So make sure we've got a bit of the white on it, and we'll cut that one out. As I was looking, I thought perhaps a couple of little random snowflakes floating around the place, die cut ones, might look nice. So I cut a few of those out. Whether I will use them or not, I don't know, but we will kind of see. Now let me just get this out of here. Sometimes it's easier to push it out the back. Sometimes it seems as if it wants to come out at the front. So we'll just, and I mustn't lose that tittle there. So I will be careful with that. Oh, it's in two bits. Right. Plus the tittle. I may not emboss the tittle. I might just put a little bit of crystal glaze on it or something. Right. Let's just push this little bit out here. Okay, let it snow. Let it snow. Okay, let's do this. Where's my Versamark? Here it is. Okay. Pop this into the powder. Okay. And this bit. There we are. Now I'll heat set those two pieces. Those are done. I need to cut this one from some plain white. This needs to be stuck onto there. I'm going to use this glue again. Isn't that pretty? Oh my word. That is so pretty. Now let me get the tittle for the eye. It's there. It was there. There it is. Glasses on. It's a little bit of fluff there. Okay. Let's not let it snow. Now my Let It Snow goes kind of there. And I thought we would have just some of these randomly around. Maybe. There we are. Let it snow. Pop these on. My tiny little gems. Let's put some of these in. We got there in the end. Goodness, it took a long time. But I think it's quite sweet. So this is, again, embossed tile, this time using an emboss resist technique. I could have done some overstamping, as I did before, but this is just for a change. So there we go. You won't see me for a couple of days, as I'll be off on my travels to Kenilworth, and look forward to seeing you when I'm back. Thanks so much for watching.